back. Switch over to my healer. Oh, right. Now I do the return. And I need to... Let's see. There. Let's say, I thought that I had a different... Thank you! I think... And there's a large I think in this. What? I need to go to... In at Journey's Head. Okay, come on. Popo, let's go, Popo. Poco! Yep. Bit more talking before I get... Final Fantasy VIII music! Love it! This is the Final Fantasy VIII raid. All this greenery, far more than I dared to hope. I can't help but worry it's all too good to be true. Do not jinx it! A rapid propagation of flora appeareth to be limited to the intersections of ethereal channels, as per our earlier findings. Nonetheless, it is cause for rejoice that the seeds of aether have quickened in the barren garden that is the empty. It feels like I'm witnessing a miracle performed by Mitphilia 100 years ago all over again. I think I already read that aloud last time, but might as well. I can feel all the revitalized elements working in harmony. I've always believed Eden had the power to restore the empty, but I never expected it to happen so quickly. I think we all owe Gaia's skills with the hammer. You know, yeah. Hammer? Whatever are you talking about? I'm a woman of gentle birth, hardly the sort to be swinging such a rude thing about. You know, I could make the same statement about me, but I mean, I am violent. Ishnai must be imagining things. He. I hate teenagers sometimes. I wonder if the effects from the rebalanced aether will spread to the rest of the empty. Perhaps we have to wait and see. Besides, I'm sure we could all do with a rest. I must say, Ryan, it's refreshing to see you take a more measured approach for a change. Well, if my experience here has taught me anything, is that I shouldn't rush into things unprepared. And I've also learned that there are some problems that can't be solved alone. Power friendship. Is that so, power friendship? Since you freed me from Yulmore, I've met all sorts of kind people who've gone out of their way to help me. I thought that I should do everything in my power to repay their kindness and make the world a better place. But now more than ever, I realize there's a limit to what I can achieve by myself. Oh, good that you know. Well, it's a teenager. What do you expect about something that we were already telling you? But you had to experience it yourself. Even though I was able to summon Shiva, I couldn't control such vast amounts of aether. If Gaia hadn't been there for me, I might have never returned to normal. I could say the same about you. I was trapped in a nightmare, but you freed me. Friendship is magic. Yada yada. It seems we're more alike than I thought. We might not be able to do everything by ourselves, but if we look for each other, we can face our problems together. We're absolutely not shipped. Hey, Drunk Vulture! That's if you don't mind. Hey, Drunk Vulture! Yeah, I wish I could get her hair. Agreed, I said that the last stream that I was playing this. Nah, it's fine, really. Hey, Haru! Have fun with... was it Baldur's Gate or Elden Ring? If things don't work out, we can always go our separate ways. We were... Nice! So, murdered children? But on the other hand, if I can resist the urge to punch you whenever you annoy me, which I must say is quite often, I have no objections to staying around. Yandere. Yandere! You mean it? Oh, thank you, Gaia! No, it's Tsundere, actually. Forgetting the name. Oh, Dad Crit's sad. Little girl growing up. May I suggest we continue this conversation in Amarek? Though the empty mate supporteth foliage, the land's normalization hath but begun, and to linger over long still entaileth risks. Is that the matter, Thancred? Nothing you need to worry about. Let's go. Sure. That Crid is sad, Crid. Our encampment remains in its present state for our anticipated return. I cannot help but wonder how the land may change in our absence. Off to Mordsok, are we? I can't say I care for the place. The marketplace reminds me of Umor, but instead of fine delicacies, they peddle... Well, I don't know what they are exactly, but what I know is they're far too wiggly for my liking. To think that Ryan is the same girl I rescued from Umor, compared to the way she was back then, the difference is like night and day. Our camp... Oh wait, I already talked to you. Sorry! Irange. Before we do anything else, we should report to Yell Fort. You'll want to know how we've been getting on in the empty. Swimmingly. Speaking of Mordsok, there will be a snack... It was a snack of some sort that caught my eye last time. I can't quite describe it, but it looks... squiggly. Despite a strong suspicion I may live to regret it, I'd like to try one. Oh, I think I know you mean... the one you mean. They might not be much to look at, but I bet they taste amazing. Perhaps we could try a pot of those jellied wigglers or whatever they're called. I'll even let you take the first bite. I feel like we're... Yeah! No, thank you. First coffee biscuits, now worms and jelly? Heavens forbid the two of you might actually eat some proper food. We're teenagers. We don't understand that word. Ishnai, may I ask a favor of thee? You know, Irionshe, you're one of the few that I'll allow to, answer for that. Well, Thancred and I returned to the Crystarium to inform our comrades of our recent exploits. I would have thee accompany Ryan and Gaia to Mordsok. Okay, I'm being a chaperone. Yeah. The clipping problem, but I really do wish they had long hair, more long hair. I agree. You know I am a doormat, and therefore I will not say no, and therefore they will probably get into far more trouble than they should. I don't think, the thing is, if you continue to, if you had long hair, I don't think people would be as, hate it completely that there is so much clipping just because you have the long hair. But I mean, it could just be them. Like, I mean, why can't we have... Both of these models already have long hair, and we can't have either of those long hair. I'm prepared to give this Mort fair a try, although I should probably shut my eyes when I do, and my nose, come to think of it. I'm looking forward to showing Gaia around the Crystarium, but we better finish our work here first. I trust all is well, Miss Gaia? It will be once we get out of this desert town. If I have to spend another night in that dingy little room, I shall scream! I'm terribly sorry to hear the accommodation was less than satisfactory. I'll investigate the availability of more comfortable lodgings post-haste. Yes, I think we'll be staying in Mortsuk, at least for the time being. It might take a while for me to write the report, as our expedition was rather eventful. Yeah, but I don't have to wait till the next patch for this. It's going to be literally me talking to you again. Ishnai, I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry for all the trouble I put you through. Still fretting about that, are you? What's done is done. Besides, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Stop right there. Don't take that idea and run with it. Just because it worked out this time doesn't mean it'll work out next time. You're right. Now how about we treat ourselves, how about that treat we promised ourselves? They might not have coffee biscuits here, but I've heard the Wiggler cakes are to die for. Or was that you'll die from eating them? Only way to find out, I guess. I just fucking saved you! Last turn. I'm sure trying the local delicacies will keep us occupied between writing reports and thinking about the next plan of action. Hopefully we'll have another chance to visit the Empty to see how things are coming along. And don't even think about leaving me behind. You're a teenager. You'll sneak out if I even try. What's a teenager wants? Actually, I didn't do much sneaking out. Unlock the main echoes of a... Oh! Okay! Here's how may be a service. Nothing. I guess we're doing main quest instead. Main quest it is! I did not realize I needed to... I'm gonna switch the... Because I'm already 87, by the way, as the astrologian. I haven't even reached the, you know, other one. Other expansion that's where it gets up. Alright, talking to people. Oh look! You managed to make your way from Marceau. Sorry. I'm glad to have the opportunity to visit the Tempest again. It's so lovely here, like a different world entirely. Last time we were here, the Ondo sent us to slay a massive creature. It was as large as Leviathan, twice as angry, and yes, of course I jest, it was only half as large. You haven't faced off against the Leviathan, so I don't know why you're... Mayhap we shall find the secrets we seek in these depths, should their keepers consent to aid us. By the way, Thancred, you were also at the time that I was murdering the Leviathan, you were being controlled by an Ascian, so how the fuck do you remember that? Perhaps we might look in on Pashon while we're in the area. This place feels less ominous than the first time we were here. Then again, we did have the shadow of your impending death hanging over us. I mean, the death is a part of what I do because I'm too stupid to have, you know, survival instincts. Don't be shy now. Yes, mommy. I have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come to seek something of us. Ruins which your kind have yet to explore. I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. Oh, it's fine. I'm good with always getting lost. And what circumstances are these? Something I will have to fix. Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Binthos have pillaged our source of the liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Binos, a particularly violent tribe of the Ondo, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Murder. Revenge, they call it, when they prey upon your kind. But do not be fooled. They care not for who they harm. Would we have the warriors to challenge them? Oh, would you look at that? You have warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they have stolen from us, but there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we could reclaim the livers for you. Murder, murder. It seems a bit fitting payment for vital information, does it not? I mean... yeah, sure, whatever. Moreover, one could argue that by employing the Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the water, we are part responsible for the deeds of those driven to despair. Desert ends by changing climes. One good turn and all that. Yep. I am Paragon. Eventually we'll get to doing Mass Effect. Except for Mass Effect Andromeda. And I'm not playing the new Dragon Age game. I don't care if you buy it for me, it's not happening. Thought you might say that. You'll never want to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaim the store as it is, then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Binthos are surely taking the livers back to Flounder's floor. We murdered Ariel's Flounder? Is that where he's buried? But be warned, there is no shortage of guards wanting to spear intruders. I don't have flight in this area, I just realized. Then we have to care not to draw their attention, shall we? No. I watched the teaser trailer that they released. If there's a newer one than that, I decided... no. Like, it came out about a month ago? Give or take? Like, it was the first thing, the first time they, released anything on it was the trailer I watched, and then I proceeded to go, you know, what happened to the gritty kind of... I mean, just whole models and stuff. There's the gritty and, like, realistic to some degree with the models, and that was like this cartoony bullshit. Running, running. I also have very little faith in BioWare when most of the original writers, or I think all of the original writers of the Dragon Age have left. And if I've learned anything from there being enough time period between the original series being released and the next of it, with Longest Journey, because sometimes it's better if the game is not released. Well, you know, the BioWare magic was basically working people to the point where they had to quit because their doctors told them to. That they needed to take a stress... It was called a stress vacation because they stressed out so much. Well, it's Activision. And Bobby Kotick still exists. You know. I think that's Bungie. I don't really know with how much... Oh yeah, Microsoft bought it out and they told Bobby Kotick, you know, gave him a golden parachute. How the fuck do I get there? Is it all the way up there? Hey, look, I'm good with being lost. Yeah, failing upward. You know, one of the complaints he had, by the way, is, because apparently he's single or whatever, was trying to date, and, whenever somebody looked up, one of his, potential, you know, people that date him, when the pictures that would come up with, was like, showing Bobby Kotick with devil horns. Oh, hi, Alphino. You could have, like, given me better fucking directions. Or given me directions at all. Me? Nervous? Me? Not at all. It's a bit dark, though, isn't it? Definitely not haunted, though. Certainly not. No, of course not. Hi, LSA. They're not much of a threat one-on-one, but Poshoff are right about their numbers. If we fight them all, we'll be here in a fortnight. No, we won't, because I refuse to play that game. That's the answer to that. Oh, thanks. It's my red mage one. If I were a bandit leader, I'd sure to keep my spoils deep within the stronghold. Yeah. I think I'm going the wrong direction. Oh. Can't get up there. Yeah. Red mage, kick ass! How quickly they de-aggro, oh my god. Is there a... Uriange or Thancred somewhere around here, or Rain? Probably ran past them. That's a special one. Y'all are doing excellent at, like, protecting your base. 10 out of 10. Is there anybody back there that would be fun to talk to? Hiding. No. Anyways. Keep up, bitches! Yes, I knew this. Flaming casket. Fresh oranges, far cry from the memorable scent of how do I know what the scent of liver smells like? Specifically, this kind of liver. Hi. These aren't livers, but they certainly stole from somewhere. Unless the wheat started growing on the seafloor last I checked. I mean, it is it's sea. Here and find a frill with wheat down to the bottom. You also find that raw wheat is pleasantly pointy. Actually, it is, yes. Also, I see you over there, Yurigonsha. I think you could get me up there somehow. Did I miss that box over there? Ryan scaled the wall with remarkable swiftness. Thanker taught her well. Oh, she's up there. Well, youth. Youth! That's all I'm gonna say! Alright, Haru! Filled with assorted vegetables. Liver is not a vegetable. I mean... Not with that attitude. Bulbous bag. Bitch is gonna show up and say, "What you doing?" Right? Squelching sound noise they make when prodding and the vile stench, you conclude the bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Brilliant! Brilliant, I tell you! Are those them? Maybe there's something. Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding the Cole's store houses as well as the Ondos. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. Why am I looking surprised when I already went through the shed? But we can discuss this after we see the livers back safely back. It wouldn't do to keep him in suspense. Cat. What you doing, cat? You know, I could teleport there, can I? Good. Alright, let's see what the group has to say. Did you happen to see a bird while you were in the caves? Ryan insists that there was one, but how? Yeah, the storm belt, whatever? I know it sounds strange, but there really was a bird in those caves. I wouldn't be surprised. The hornbill stares at you. To venture ashore and steal from the coals entaileth unconscionable risk, yet there's no denying the truth of our eyes. So Benthos have been stealing supplies from Coles. I have a feeling there's more to this. I'm quite sure. I'm glad you had better luck than I did. I spent the whole time fighting one Benthos after another. I didn't fight any of them. I'm relieved to see you unsmeared. I mean, they tried. What does that say? The bulging sack makes a truly horrendous squelching noise as you heft it over your shoulder. Heinous, excuse me. Our precious livers! I knew you would not fail! We also found all manner of foodstuff from Calusa, excuse me, in the Founder's floor. Tell me, Toshath, does that seem odd to you? It's Brazian, to be sure. Reminded of rumors that I've heard recently concerning the rash of thefts from the warehouses. The pervert traders entered the dead of night and are gone before anyone's realized what happened. The Umarian Army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail. Perhaps the reason they have struggled is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question then is what do we mean to do with it? As much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Binthos to carry on as they are. I mean, sure we can! If I may, I believe that the ruins are in fact the key to Binthos' plans. Oh, good. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated lands, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Binthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but the light of knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources. It is clear the Queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, and food for both the Queen and the hatchlings to thrive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but the conditions of the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning, and its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There's only one reason they would discard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless! It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago, seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as a balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they're planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Oh, more murder. Woo! Indeed. I doubt this can be resolved without violence. Woo! But perhaps the show of force may convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. No, we're just gonna risk Ishnai. If we travel to the illuminated lands, is there a way to identify the ruins ourselves? Yes. Once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the sea floor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here that you may drive out the usurpers. Those who seek to use their magnificent creations with a vile purpose. Yeah, the only question is how much? I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that the dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lieth deeper still, beyond Amarat, I would call upon the assistance of another. What was that? Accessories. I maybe should have picked a different one than that. Should have been the healer one. I just wasn't thinking. Yeah. How does that look? Can't wear it, but let's see how it looks. I like it, actually. I'm not dead set on, you know, fashion. So if it was red, it would work better. Is there a ring? Ring casting. I'm not sure a fan of most of the rings on here. Oh, I forgot to put back the gray. Saw that. Alright. It would bother me to be a bit excited. I know the circumstances are grave, but imagine what those ruins might hold. I would not care for what happened in Limsa to be repeated in a world away. The Binthos know not what they do. Why do these problems always turn out to be so much more complex than they seem? Because game developers, you know, we needed to, you know, draw this out. Couldn't we have a simple, straightforward adventure for once? No. Good guy is good, bad guy is bad, no drama or intrigue. It all ends in tea and tarts. This isn't a Saturday morning cartoon. Will of the Ancients, if only that was simple. It doesn't feel all that honorable or heroic to strike first, but if at least less bloodshed in the end. The our course has been decided. To pursue it, we must beseech the aid of an old friend. I mean, of a friend. Do you mean Bismarck? I speak of Bismarck. Pray! Follow me to the waking to Sullen, that we might seek an audience with him once more. I know that joke is getting old with the return to the Waking Sands, but I mean, us having to fucking return to the Waking Sands was old by, like, the third time. Probably would be quicker. Bye. I also don't have flying in this either. We get the run. So mind you, I like this area too. It's pretty. Purple. Run, run. A whale's tail. Is it a big fish? And no, whales aren't fishes. What are you talking about? Yeah, it is. Not. You know, this would probably make me want to, you know, get flying in this area, but no. Ariange, like I said before, the only way I can forgive you is I want to see you swim. That's how that works. Please. Please. That's the only way I'll forgive you for how many times you fucking lie to me and hide the truth. And then you say that you won't do it again, and then do it again! Please. Please. I am easily... Oh? You press on the Isle of Kent? I myself shall pursue. I'm You perfected your technique then? Just so. The water will be last beneath my feet and prove its purchase fragile yet true. Watch closely. Please, game. Please! Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Twould be a pity if you drowned, truly. Oh, hush. I'm sure it'll be brilliant. When have you been practicing this? Cheeky little bastard. I mean, he's not little, he's taller than me. He's done it! Now walk. Incredible! much power are you using up? Also, teach me! I know I can breathe underwater. Please, please. Oh, he's being called back. Ethereal. For the love of... Show me! Show me! What? You cut me so! Show me! Mine apologies. The technique required the purest of focus, and mine was lacking. To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fouth, and with their aid, my efforts finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. I thought you said... I thought I saw you waver a bit towards the end. Perhaps you're simply tired? Thancred! Nothing to worry about, only a dizzy spell. I know how dizzy spells are. It was fun with my brain. Anyways, it might not be wise for us to go to a swim just now. Good that there's not a boat right next to us or anything that could have, you know, gotten us over there as far quicker. Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention, I'm sure you'll agree, that's been there the entire goddamn time. And it's big enough to fit all of us. At once. Before you make some quip about age catching up with me, you'll be out of breath too if you had to drag your Yolshe out of the sea without so much as a warm-up. Yeah, especially since you most likely did not take off, like, all your bullets and, like, all that armor of yours. Do you think those two are really alright? Perhaps we should take a moment to rest. They won't listen to me any more than I listen to them when they say rest. What sort of dealings with the Fouth, I wonder? I must admit, I'd be keen to attempt to walking on water myself, though I know what Alize will say. I'd stick to swimming, thank you very much. Or how about this, a boat? I will petition Bismarck's age on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. Most likely Bismarck's gonna make me do shit. I mean, it also, if you're walking across, like, a very high place that, you know, if you fall, you die. You speak with the voice... You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is boundless as the depths, serene one. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. Of course you fucking would. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them and I will take you below. With all haste shall it be done. You know, being that this is a lake and that was an ocean, I wonder what, you know, saltwater creatures have survived in this freshwater lake. So did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to a favor in kind. Regrettably, 'tis not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Oh! Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. Can we stop beating around the bush? Hello, I'm here! I am the task person everybody gives stuff to. Oh, for heaven's sakes, is that all? Ishnai and I are capable, more than capable of that. Thank you, Alize! With Kojin's blessings, we will be done within a few moments, and better than standing here listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you take the left. I'll go. Thank you! I am in your debt. Join the fucking list. Mine apologies. This venture hath not proceeded as smoothly as I hoped. It's a minor miracle we accomplished anything at all, wouldn't you say? I know, right? Especially since I'm here. I think Thancred's embarrassed. Yes, I'm perfectly well recovered, thank you. Aw, Dad Crid's sad that he's become old Crid. None of us are much of a match for Alize when she's like this, aside from your solo, perhaps. Oh, there's an invisible wall there. Do I get to make an upskirt joke? Do I? Should I? Tenacious barnacle. But what about a tenacious D? With a great deal of prying from various angles, you just large the barnacle. Why don't I just use fucking magic? I also have a, you know, sword that I could use, you know, to stabby stab stab stab. Yeah. Hi, Rudy. How are you? Well, that was disgusting. I pray will not be required to attend to any other matters of personal hygiene. I make no promises. The power to breathe in the water seems most convenient. Mayhap the Kojin might be persuaded to grant me when we're returned to the source. I can swim after all. I am doing well. Apologies for sending this one out, but it did seem more appropriate for those of you with the Kojin's blessing to handle it. I take it you're finished. No, never. There's always another task. If you would please keep an eye on Thancred and Urianshe, I'm still not convinced they're right. I think that they're losing, you know, ability to connect. Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay. And then there's further delay, right? Is that how that works? Say, the poor fishermen and/or carpenters are gonna be in for a treat again. Much, much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago, another did this favor for me. His name is Ardbert. After the flood, when I chose the spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Kin was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. No, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasure our time together, brief though it was. Brief though it always is. But I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept. I slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Kin sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. I am here. I am awake. It feels good to speak and be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. If thou art willing to learn, I will gladly teach thee the language of men. Thank you, little friend. But it's time I grant you your request. I don't know how long he'll be able to actually teach you the language before he, like, has to leave. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I will not have you struck by errant debris. So this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth had slipped from history, like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he just said, or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us onto our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Kolsa. Is that all? I thought there was more to it. Indeed, there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine, later then. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite for Urianshe and Thancred in particular? I require no such thing. I am the picture of perfect health, pursues the follower. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account. Alright, 3 of you. Those that are in my harem, everybody gets to relax, including you, Y'shtola. You mustn't push yourself slow. Please rest for me. Guilt! 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 Oh, alright, if you insist. Puppy eyes. What are you looking at me for? You too, Ishnai! You've been running yourself ragged! Sorry, I am currently deaf and heard none of that. You know, I'm gonna say yes, ma'am, and proceed still to not do it. Yes, ma'am. In that case, I leave the old man in your care. The old man in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the spoon hole. Word of advice, never let it show. When she realized she struck a nerve, she remembers. By God, she remembers. In any case, if we must make to rest, I know of a place in Sullen that's better for it than most. Come with me. Oh, a date! A date! Yay! A date with my 2 beloved boys. I mean, I have a couple of other... you know, in my harem, you know, there's Justinian, Eric, and, with age comes wisdom, or so I pray. I mean, does it? And of course, Y'shtola is there. Might as well have a seat. You wouldn't want our elderly knees giving out. I know! God, how many times I've jumped off and, you know... fall damage exists in gravity. To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. By the 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Well, I don't know. If you didn't give her the things to worry about, she might not. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I am here under protest. Sure, Dadcred. Though I can't say I mind the view. And if the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. So we try our hands at it? I will beat both of you at it. Even though my level's like 62? Help! Someone! Quickly! I'm gonna take a cough drop. Sorry. Oh no! Who'da thunk? It's Nightshade. We were attacked on the road from the Crystarium, barely able to escape with me life. Well, I suppose we might have predicted this. I know! It's like wherever I go. You mean you'll help for free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us over much. No more than they already have, interrupting our relaxation at any rate. Is it a trap? Is it a trap? Is it a trap? Is it a trap? We were ambushed. I ran, but my friend, he wasn't fast enough. So basically what it sounds like is you, kicked out his legs so that he would be the... You know the rule, if you're being chased by a bear, make sure that you're the fastest. By any means possible. So we're all in agreement that we were resting, right? And we didn't decide to do any half-ass heroics on the side. Can you believe this? I don't even have anything worth stealing. Never fear, Nightshade ain't no match for the guard. Fortunately, this one wasn't clever enough to bring support. I'll save our miscreant appear unharmed. Yeah. I will take it out of context. Thank you. The two have matters well in hand by the looks of it. I say, after all, better to have stamina for sex than, you know, speedrun it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. We're going there. Yes, yes we are. I mean, I haven't had enough sex jokes in this yet, so... Is that you, milady? Don't tell me we've deprived that poor fellow the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea you were in the area. Fancy meeting again so soon, eh? Why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Ah, yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol, no less. No, that's nothing official as all that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty. But as we had a free moment. We thought we'd give a few of the less traveled roads a look. The guard didn't seem to have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There are few who so devoted to their duty, in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out our service. It feels like we could do more, like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through. Yay for propagandized by, Elidibus? I remember you, the excitable one. Sorry, milady. I got a bit overexcited the other day. Couldn't get my words out. My name's Vonard, milady. I'm with the guard, but I don't just want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot. Just like the Warriors of Light. You know, the reason why the game is probably making us be friends with these guys is they're gonna die, and I'm gonna feel bad about it. Because I need to make... they need to make me hate a little bit even more. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far out from our own little corner of Novarent. What we really like to do is travel, to better ourselves, and to go where the need is greatest. Look, I've read enough stories and played enough games. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? I know, right? I was stuck in certain areas all the time at lower levels. For now, if we can stop the Nightshade from robbing the odd fisherman, then that's what we will do. And they carry the body away. Well, future heroes are the first, do you think? No. There's gonna be another Wilfred situation where the poor boy dies. Because I asked them to join Crystal Braves. They want not for spirit. 'Tis but a pity they draw inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it availeth not to fret in idleness. We must press on if we are to bring the little bits of schemes to light. I definitely love this game too. Wow, these are actually ones that I've used. It pains me to think that men are, with such pure intent, are being made to serve the Asian ends, however directly, but they're right. People need heroes. I wonder what it was like to people with such pure intent, you know, to serve the Crystal Braves. That were made to serve, you know, rich people's ends. And not feel guilty about it. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the rooms may hold. I doubt further contemplation of Elidibus's machinations will be conductive to relaxation. We might as well make for a split hole now, and watch Ryan absolutely tear us because, you know, this wasn't really a break. Get that guilty look, you know? Puppy eyes. I think this might be a... the dungeon, and I'm gonna be a lazy ass. I usually do the dungeon the first time around with the NPCs, mostly to see what their interaction is. And sometimes it's really entertaining. I'm gonna do it as a DPS. So how much of a respite did you actually enjoy? Half a moment? 1,000th of a second? We rested, didn't we, Ishnai? Sounds like a you conversation. You arrived rather early. Are you certain you did as you were told? I mean, we sat. What's keeping Bismarck? Surely it doesn't take this long to shake off a few loose stones. Perhaps we ought to have clarified what Bismarck meant by a short while. In his mind, our whole lives might be a blink of an eye. All are present. Now we need but await Bismarck's coming. 'Tis time. Pray make ready. Actually, sorry, it occurred to me for a second that I don't think I finished the thumbnail for, Endwalker. Sorry, randomness. ADHD, what's that? Yes, I've taken my medicine. Okay, let's see what they need to say. Small talk. Unlike Amaranth, the ruins which you now seek are no illusion. There's no knowing what awaiteth below. I'd like to think my skills have improved in some small ways since the last time we fought together. I won't let you down. What are we waiting for? We need to finish talking to people. We can't be certain that the Benthos are all we'll find down there. Stay alert. It never is. Whether we or not find the knowledge we seek, we have a duty to stem Benthos' aggression. Yulmore has only just begun to rebuild. We must hope that whatever slumbers in the depths will help shed some light on Elidibus' recent activity.
Victory will be ours! Let's give it our all!
Let's get the twins. So what exactly am I holding on to? Oh, I just see the shield kind of thing. The fuck is this? Am I gonna fight on the... We're fighting on this? To the depths! I mean, I guess. I mean, there's the only direction we could really go in. These are poor neighbors indeed. Of course! They look like they're from a hentai plot. Please, please. The answer is no.
On guard!
Oi.
Are you alright?
Me alright? Never! I mean, you weren't asking that. That wasn't a part of the question you were really asking. Okay, good that his mouth is glowing. That's not creepy at all. We got a jazz band going on the music here. Say, they're somewhere on the whale. Jazzing it up.
On guard!
Time has come to part with these interlopers. This is pretty. Please don't make me control him. Please don't make me control him. Please, please. The walls fall. We must hurry. The I repeat, I hope I don't have to do shit. I have to dodge. We are fortunate, but what's all this? I don't like these tentacle things! I thought I was clear on the not tactical! What about not make this a Japanese hentai? Do you not understand? once again back with the big band there. Just jazzing it out. No, so, now we have aliens. This is the alien mothership. That attack said rock hard. That attack said rock hard. I'm quite sure that would kill me. There it lies. I give you my breath. Did you die? Your wish is granted. Go, little wanderers. Come along, disturbing secrets await and all that. Am I going the right direction? No. How am I supposed to go down? Okay, I'm not brave enough. Oh, it's over here. Ah, good that I know what I'm doing. Also, it seems like Thancred is done with this stuff. It's a Devil Joe! Unknown. You know, I was joking about the Devil Joe, but I meant the, I'm thinking I'd rather go against the Devil Joe than look at that.
Prepare yourself!
I don't think I like this. I don't like this!
Keep your guard up!
I'll say, Alphado, please tell me I trained you well enough to heal me. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Hi.
Leave the healing to me.
You say that. Oh god, they've multiplied! Oh god! Oh god! I don't like this!
On guard.
What the fuck are you two doing? Did you just stand there and not get in the, you know, you're supposed to stand there kind of thing?
You underestimate me!
Okay, we're done with that. Squib. Squib! Squib! Keeping up. Thank crit, old crit. Dad crit. Ander quib. Now we shall spam 2 different attacks. And I might be special and use... Like I say, we apparently have a jazz band following us wherever we go, which I don't mind. I like jazz. I mean, just listen to that. I mean, they're going to town. Damn. Also, shiny. Alphino? Heal? Body is grown to... Does it eat the other stuff to get bigger? What does it mean? So does it eat the fallen foes that are here? Oh, friends! Kinda. Murder friends! We shall have. Oh, good. Thancred. Can you not? What do you have? Fucking cannons? Thancred! Keep the aggro! You have one job! Running, running, running. Look at this architecture. That's what Alphino said. Mine?
Prepare yourself!
Death, destruction, woo! Hopefully I can have this set up for when the next boss fight is. Ba, 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 ba. Grappler, Diviner. I don't know why it says Anyder when we know that it's the whatever the thing that starts with the B. Ah, these doors kind of look familiar. I don't like the look of that. Visions of Eld attend to us now. Whatever they're doing, I doubt it's good for us. I was... Cool. Clops, okay.
Let's give them a show!
Did that say eyes on me? I don't think. Okay. Okay, I get it! I don't get it! Teasing. Oh, goddamn. Welcome back, Charlotte! Really? Game? What's that? How far is this? I'm just running back because I am smart. And that I'm very, very stupid. Round 2! Manification.
Leave the healing to me.
We're just gonna follow Alphino, you know the rules.
Release!
Follow the NPCs, they know better than I do. Alphino, one job, one job. God, God, God! Thinks I can cure myself. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything's fine. To walk all the way the goddamn back. Just gonna zoom out as far as I can. No, I look like Tiny Kitty. Round 3. Alright. I might be paying attention to this more.
Leave the healing to me.
Bitchin'. The screams shall continue until the behavior improves. We're gonna pretend this is round 3. Cool, cool.
Leave the healing to me.
Yeah, Alphino got hit by that. Should I trust him at all at this rate? Maybe I'll see him better this way. How's out of that? How's out of that? Cut.
You underestimate me!
So tell me about it. took it to the first try, right? First try, y'all. $318. Though, I've noticed for the past few days, around 4 o'clock, my, internet cuts out. It's been doing it for the past few days. It's not 4 o'clock in the morning yet. Hey, Key, how are you? Do you have your coffee now?
Prepare yourself!
I need to do the photo shoot thing for, the trash cans in, Honkai before, you know, the bonus for limited time thing goes away. Boy. By the way, I couldn't finish Eden's Gate because apparently I have to get so far in this story. The main storyline, so...
Prepare yourself!
No. I mean, there's a good thing out of that. God damn it. I mean, yeah, I know, right? There we go. Oh, goodness. That sounds like a sucky morning, God. Look like the best learn use this place. Master Turtle, don't hurt me. Oh, you're the brood mother, aren't you? Hi, Miss Bowser. Please don't hurt me. I mean, it's an interesting, you know, change of look, Bowser. Follow Alphino, follow Alphino, follow Alphino, follow! Follow the twink, follow the twink. That's how this works. Except when I don't. Are those hands? Oh, okay. I gotta stand on it? Fuck! 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 God damn it. I was considering go back. Oh, I'm sorry. Murlocs, yeah. I have to walk all the way the fuck. Game developers. Why? Why? The fuck? Maybe I should have been the goddamn healer on this one. Or I should have picked... Excuse me! Let me rephrase that! Should have gone with the Riorge. I'm concentrating.
On guard.
Oh. That's cheeky of you. Over there, over there, over there, over there! Ah! God damn it. Nope! Ah!
You underestimate me. There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
Fuck.
Keep your guard up.
I can't make snarky comments with this. Currently. There we go. Ah! Aww. I killed a pregnant woman. Not joking. At least my character has enough to, you know, look depressed over it. Except when we find the sanctuary intact. How does that look? I mean, it is something.
This structure must have served an important function.
Oh good,
And
they're
here are
talking.
yet more crystals.
Souls?
I too noted the crystal repository on the way. The Benthos seem to employ them in their spellcasting.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts, ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation. That so great an abundance should reside here lendeth credence to Ishtola's conclusion. This facility held great significance.
Alright, sleep well, Haru! Oh god. Hi. Are there 13 there? I don't want to count. I'm bored. Thank you all for joining us at Ander in the most perilous of times. By the summoning of Zodiark, we have granted reprieve. Yet yet immutable as the laws he has woven may seem, they will not serve to forestall our doom. Nay, should we continue down this path, our fate will be the same. I said as much to the convocation, of course, but the stubborn fools turned a deaf ear to my warnings. I had hoped that the defector at least would side with us, but I regret to report our overtures have gone unanswered. Whether tend your thoughts, Vinnat, where you lead we will follow. Is that me? Or at least my shade, shadow, whatever. I shall not speak ill of the convocation. They too seek only to secure the future of our star. Well, no, this one isn't the, they said the one that, I was say, defector was, I think, me. I'm not sure. It is a plain they will not countenance a permanent solution. That being the case, we must ask ourselves a simple question. Are we prepared to pursue our chosen course, even should it mean suffering the eternal condemnation of our brethren? If so, I see no further reason to demur. Let us bring forth the light that shall ever keep the darkness in check.
So, it was they who first summoned Hydaelyn.
Their discussion did seem to imply as much, yes. I cannot say I have ever heard of this Venar before.
For a certainty, Emet-Selch never uttered the name, speak though he did, of the schism which Zodiark's advent wrought upon mankind. Some were of the viewpoint that his power must needs be restrained, and to that end did they call forth she who would serve as his shackles.
To a wife. I'm joking! I'm joking! Husbands can be just as much a shackle too.
Venar to whom they looked for leadership.
And that this place, in all likelihood, served as their headquarters. The presence of such intimate records attests to that. I would hear what else they have to tell us. All of it. Did anyone see the source of the image? The device there? Then let us see what other secrets it holds.
Just hitting buttons. Vinette, please, why must it be you? If I may speak plainly, I would sooner it were another, any other. You are a leader, none can take your place. You know as well as I that but few support our cause, fewer than they who place their faith in Zodiark. If Hydaelyn is to stand a chance of opposing him, I am the only one who may suffice as her heart. No, so this is Hydaelyn. Rest assured, however, I shall not vanish from this world. The form I shall take ever remain my choice. Then I will press you no more. Only know this, you will be sorely missed. I wonder... Is this how the convocation felt about Elidibus? Was Elidibus Zodiark's?
What? Forgive me, but did that not strongly imply that Elidibus sacrificed himself to become Zodiark's heart?
Yes.
7 hells. Then who or what are we dealing with?
Well, Elidibus is a rank. Like MXL, if I remember. This facility shared intimate ties with the Academia Anyder may readily be discerned from the common element of their name. Based on mine observations, it is likely that the forms housed here were conveyed onto the Academia only when required, thence returning to safekeeping. Yet some procedural menae are the large academic interests, I concede. It is into the parties which did frequent these institutions that our thoughts should be rightly turned. Specifically the followers of Inat and the Convocation of 14. To say not at the matter of Elidibus. I always assumed Elidibus to be the same ilk as La Habrea or MXL. But if the real Elidibus sacrificed himself before the Sundering... Like I said, it's a rank! It makes no sense. It makes perfect sense! And there I was thinking immortal was bad. Would someone explain to me how we're meant to kill a being who doesn't technically exist? Turn it off and on again. I mean, the computer. Do you think we might be able to activate the device again? I should like to hear how those discussions ended. The device appears to activate via a form of ethereal attunement, not unlike the Aetherite. Beyond that, I can say little for certain, save that we should take this opportunity to see what other records it contains. No response. Confound it. No voiceover. Confound it. If I may, milady, the panel did formally admit a soft yet perceptible glow, that it doth no longer may betoken the depletion of some essential energy within. Given how long it's laid dormant, I think I think it's fortunate it functioned at all. That may be, but if we can't get it working again, we'll be leaving with more questions than we've answered. The white-robed emissary hath ever been named himself Elidibus, yet if the shade spoke true, Elidibus ceased to be ere even the sundering came to pass. This calleth to mind a truth that Emixelk did reveal in passing, but the names in which we know our foes are not given to the Ascians at birth, rather their titles of office. Ha! Afforded to individuals of merit at such times that the role becomes vacant. Perchance the Elidibus at Zodiac's heart and the emissary with whom we are acquainted with be not one and the same, but predecessor and successor. It's possible, if the previous Elidibus perished during the final days, the one we know could still be a survivor of the Sundering. You mean Lushu? Master of Masters? Kingdom Hearts reference? No. Yet something in that explanation rings false. I remain for a time. I will not abandon my attempts to revive the device so soon. There's more to learn here, I can feel it. In the matter of aetherology, I know none as capable as thee. If there exists the means to learn more, thou wilt surely find it. Well, thou art thus engaged. We shall tend to matters on the surface. What are those? You may enter an NPC, blah, 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 blah. Does she really not mind working alone? That's Y'shtola for you. Nasser never did come to us tight, neatly in a bow. We'll get to the bottom of things eventually. Well, it is true our findings have raised more questions than they have answered. It's not impossible that Y'shtola will gain access to additional records. If nothing else, we have spared Yulmore from invasion. Yes, we murdered a pregnant woman. Hopefully this will make the Bentos think twice before raiding the stores of their fellow Ondo again. Can we but uncover Elidibus' true origins? We may yet come to understand his designs. To that end, Y'shtola must need to be afforded as much time as she doth require to complete her investigation. To the extent that such things are within our control, yes. Speaking of which, perhaps we might trouble the Exarch for news of his progress with the spirit vessel. You'll no doubt wish to hear our own discoveries as well, such as they are. Echoes of a fallen star. Yeah, I can finish this. Once I finish this, I can go back to Eden's Gate. Though I probably shouldn't.
Dare I ask what's going on?
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem.
Don't we always?
The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets, and no longer wish to be so. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time, but a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found.
They want to become veterans.
As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness!
Don't.
You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need.
Start small.
That's what you did, isn't it? Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
Yeah, but I started in a region and had to work my way out from there.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help. If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
If you're doing this just to become famous, you've got the wrong... You're starting off wrong. If you're doing it to help people, awesome. If you're doing it for fame and fortune, that's not helping people. That's stroking your own ego. True kindness is when you don't get credit in the sense of you don't get attention
What are we to
for
say
it.
to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken. They seek but to do good, as you have.
But no more can we stand idly by and suffer a paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
You know, if I didn't know that there was supposed to be no thunderstorm after...
What's happening to the sky?
the final day kind of thing.
What the...
Wicked White. Oh no.
By the 12.
Are those people?
A star shower.
Are those people?
I hear a voice.
You and all? Then why does it feel like it's inside my head?
Because it is.
Hear? Feel? Think? I hear it.
Not all of them. I mean,
Me
there's-
too.
Did I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light!
I love that my hair's glowing to some degree from the back.
You're back!
What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power. Welcome to the fold!
One of us. One
I'm a
of
warrior
us.
of light.
I've been chosen?
God.
Can it be?
Me, a hero?
Shut up, Himbo.
Wait!
The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
Their sacrifice.
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you asked?
I mean, Gimmick did.
Nay, I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion, apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. That which you and yours call the echo. And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But though sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth, it has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end. Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability, just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto? Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant. In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Did you? Are y'all now Warriors of Light too?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Why,
no, she
then,
needs
didst
it.
thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light.
Bullshit.
And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
So, we'll wait till he's alone and go stabby, 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 right? Come on. Unsettling though it is, I'm certain our friends in the guard will use the echo well, or with good intentions at least. I know. Here we go. It did remind me of Amarat. All the fear, all the sadness. Though I like not what portendeth. Having been treated to so unambiguous a demonstration, I cannot well conclude aught but the star shadowers are indeed instrumental to awakening the echo. Yet we need not attribute such credence to all Elizabeth has claimed, that he too seeks this star's salvation for one. And there he goes again. I thought don't suppose he would have given us an honest answer about his history had he stayed. Agreed! The more Elidibus reveals, the less I understand, but he has made a fine mess of things as plain. Is he gone then? I managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider, at least delay their departure, but as many are deaf to my entreaties, young Thaler and Von are among them, I'm sorry to say. They have quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elidibus' plans for them might be, the pair have only the best of intentions. No, no they don't! If they're there for getting famous, then no! One can hardly blame them for thinking themselves hero-elect, not after being blessed with the Echo. And it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I quite agree. Though the impetus of for their sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken, the men and women in which the footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth, warriors of light. Ardbert, yourself most of all. No, not myself most of all. I so to ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey, and furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for the Armoro launch, but you should be able to catch them if you leave now. Worth the effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, the Elder Seedsayer took time to usher you out into the wider world many moons ago. I think that comparison rather flatters Thaler and Vonard. But the point still stands. They would doubtlessly greatly encourage were the Warrior of Darkness herself to see them off. Autistic person giving encouragement? If thou art willing, I prithee go. Thou may safely leave the task of unfolding that which did transpire and Anonymous to us. I need to run use the restroom suddenly. Be right back.